Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Give It a Year, a page from my podcast diary. My name is Jenny Q. I am a Canadian, an artist, an author, a neighbor, a sister, a friend, and now a podcaster who you can hear on Spotify. I feel very excited that I figured out how to put my Podbean on there, so I hope it expands the potential for new friends to come and listen. As always, my 4 podcast promises are down and written in my description. If you have any questions about them, absolutely leave me a message and I'd be happy to reply or respond. But they're pretty straightforward. So, this week's episode is called Walk It Off. And so, let me just jump right into it because I'm really kind of excited to share some ideas with you. Today's episode really is going to be a bit of a true podcast diary page because last Thursday, I got very sick. I ended up being so sick, I ended up in the hospital, actually. And once I was in the hospital, I was there for a good chunk of the day, and I have been home recovering and recouping since then. So it's been about a week. And walk it off. So the whole point of walk it off will come very quickly. I'm just going to sort of go through this. So I realized when, as I was recovering this past week, I truly could not keep up with my social media. I could not keep up with everything because I was sleeping a lot to recover. And so when I would wake up, I didn't have that interest to jump on my social media. And the days that I did, I sunk into scrolling, and that was kind of unpleasant, but at the same time, understandable, I suppose. So, if you're looking at the thumbnail of the poster I made for this week's episode, I realized that I kind of sunk into a pattern, as I was feeling better and letting my brain become overwhelmed. And it was becoming overwhelmed with topics including, my health, obviously, money, my job, debt, and of course politics. Because politics is the one thing that pops up on my stream because I feed it to myself and it's what I look at. And in Canada right now, on this past Monday, there was 3 by-elections and there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. And I don't want to get into that. That's not what this podcast is about, but I do want to highlight that it is something that has been in front of my face. And it is something that has been coloring my experience of life. And it is something that is weighing my brain down. And I know that I'm not the only one because I can hear it when I talk to people and I can see it online. And it's crazy to me how much fear and anger and hate and division there is. And it's all on the place where most of us go, which is our social media, our phone. And I think, it's easy to get caught up and to be very, very busy with things. So when I was forced to slow down this last week, it was actually a blessing on so many levels. And it really pronounced to me how important it is to be connected into your own life, like your actual own life. And I'm going to fast forward to today where I actually went out for a walk. It's the first time I went out in a week. I did go out a couple of times with my boyfriend, just to get some fresh air, but that was a car ride. Today was the first time that I was able to put on my shoes and go outside because it's been raining too. And when I went for that short 2-kilometer walk, which was like, half an hour, 40 minutes, it restored me more than any scrolling could. It restored me more than any nap I had taken. I looked up and I looked at the beautiful blue sky with clouds all around it. I met some dogs in my neighborhood. I felt the wind, and every step I took further, the longer I went, the deeper I would breathe, and I was just releasing tension. And it was absolutely amazing. It felt so good. All of those things that often would be front of mind, anything to do with politics, anything to do with my debt, anything to do with money or work or my goals or my health or my fitness, it all faded away. And I was very, very present, and I was very, very happy. So the reason I call, obviously, today's episode is Walk It Off is I think sometimes we tend to forget that simple is best, and the best medicine when you're feeling overwhelmed, I think, is a walk. I love walks. And today just reminded me of how the simplest things can solve so many things. And it was wonderful. And then I came back and I had a bit of a rest, and, for me it also, was important because part of my concerns is my heart health. And the fact that I went for a walk, my heart felt good. It felt wonderful, actually. Yeah, and I guess that's it. That's all I really wanted to talk about today was, how I was forced to slow down. And I was forced to put my phone down. And the walk today, it connected me to my real world. It showed me where I lived. It showed me my neighborhood. And one of the things I want to point out before I wrap up today is I think what happens is, this is just me. I'm not an authority or anything. I think what happens with so many of us, especially those of us who really are in no position of influence or connection, social media gives a false sense of that you're there, and because it's so close to you and it's a story and you can see it and you can hear it, and you can see all sorts of comments and you can comment on different things. It gives you that sense of closeness and connection to it that you don't actually have. And I think, going for my walk today, it kind of punctuated that for me, in that the politics I'm worried about, which does in the end affect me, I have no influence over. Right? The money that I owe different people, it's not going to change overnight. And in that moment while I was enjoying my walk, it had no impact. The health I'm looking to improve benefited from the walk, right? It benefited from me going out and breathing and bringing my heart rate down and all that kind of stuff, right? My world is real. And when I'm present in my world, everything else kind of melts away. And it's not that I ignore it, but it's just a reminder that there's a time and a place. And I think cell phones and social media makes us feel like everything is that moment right there. You've got to scroll, got to see. Anyway, I think there is a distinct line between real world and cyber world. And the cyber world amplifies the things that we worry about and that we fear, and the people on social media are vying for our attention and for us to make their accounts seen. So it's all like this crazy, complicated, dumb stuff. And then you go for a walk and it just simplifies. I gotta pet a dog. I gotta say hi to a neighbor. I gotta sit on my front porch and feel the wind in my hair, and I took deep breaths. And I know it sounds crazy that I'm going so crazy about it, but it's so amazing. And I've always loved going for walks, even when I was little. I used to go for walks all the time with my mom. And walking is amazing. So, When life gets to be too much, when you're overwhelmed, when your technology is frying your brain, put down your phone, go for a walk. That's my advice to everyone today. Is go for your walk. The other thing, and I'm going to wrap this up, is the other simple thing to do is ask questions. And I kind of got 3 that I always ask myself now. And when I ask these, if things don't connect to it, and I am slowing down and I'm learning to slow down, I learn to be like, okay, I'll deal with the other stuff later. But right now, if the answer is no, I will focus on the now. So, I'm going to bring the music back up. Here we go. There it is. So, I know I usually say it's 1 question, but I'm going to share my 3 questions. You can answer all of them, none of them. They're always for you. And so, walk it off. So walk off the stress, walk off the scrolling, walk off the social media, walk off the anxiety, walk off the overthinking, whatever it is that you need to clear, shake out your body, whatever. So here are the questions. The first one I ask is, if something's got me in my head on a walk, I'll say to myself, what can I do? So what can I do to improve it? What can I do to change it? What can I do to whatever to make it better, right? Second question is, how does this make me feel? If it makes me feel good, awesome, keep doing it. If it makes me feel bad, let it go for the walk. Just let it go. Just release it. And then, if something's still in my brain and I can't let it go during a walk, the last question I'll always ask is, will this help me or will this hurt me? And then if it helps me, I might think about it while I walk. But if it's something that's going to hurt me, I say thank you. I'll deal with you later. So, yeah, that's it. And so, I appreciate you if you've been here this long, and I am going to finish this week's episode, as always, with my, I don't even know what I called it. My purpose, my three-way purpose, my 3 philosophies. But, remember, when you go on your walk, you can use your amazing gifts and your amazing 3 things to make your world, your real world, so much better. So you can share your smile, like I did with my neighbor who had their dog. That was a lot of fun. You can share your love. And today I shared love with myself in actually going for a walk. I was taking care of myself, and that's a form of love. It doesn't always have to be for other people. You can love yourself. So share your love. And share your laughter. And I don't know that I've actually done that today, and not every day you're going to be able to do everything. But if you aim to do those 3 things every day, it will allow you to create that space and make your life so much better. That's my experience anyway. Anyway, today's episode, a little off the cuff. And as I said, today was the first day I really felt better. And I went for a walk. And so I didn't have a lot of prep time, but I did not want to miss my weekly podcast because I love being here. I love sharing things with all of you. Whoever comes here. And if you're someone like me who struggles with overthinking and becoming overwhelmed in the brain, I certainly hope what I share today offers you maybe some ideas or some comfort knowing that you're not the only one. Okay, guys, have a great week. And remember, if it gets to be too much now that spring's around the corner and coming, just go walk it off and let everything else deal with itself in due time. Talk to you later.